Yo, what's up, y'all? Before we start this podcast off, I want to take a little second. I don't have Kiara with me right now because when this kind of thing happen, it's hard for her to deal with um, the emotions and just dealing with death. Period. But I just wanted to take a second to pay my respects to Kobe Bryant. Um, you didn't really have to be a sports fan or basketball fan to know who Kobe Bryant was. His name was everywhere because that's how great he was, in his craft at the game of basketball. From what I hear, he was a great father. He was definitely a great husband, and I know, and everybody else know that he was one of the greatest players of all time. Um, but last Sunday we lost Kobe Bryant in a helicopter crash. Him and his daughter, God rest their souls, rest in peace. Um, I just want to spend some time, just a couple minutes, just to talk about my connection to Kobe. Um, Now I don't have a personal connection, but just a story. Um, but a couple years ago, I think it was like 2015, I had to do a documentary for Milano Di Rouge. Um, and preparing for that, I had to look up a couple different documentaries so I can get an idea of like how they was shot, um, what angles I should get, um, some of the questions I should ask. I was just searching for different documentaries to look at so I could try to not imitate, but just pick up some tips and ideas on how I should shoot this documentary. So while I'm looking, I came across Kobe Bryant's Muse documentary, and like I said, my initial purpose was for watching was just to gain some insight on how to shoot a documentary. But while I'm watching it, my analytic brain or my brain that was trying to break everything down and figure out how they shot everything, that cut off, and I started getting pulled into the story. And what I learned about Kobe Bryant in this documentary, that he was like a super hard worker. Like he was the first person to come in the gym. He was the last one to leave. He would be studying film all the time. They said one time, if I'm not mistaken, that he was like studying shark movements so he can like move like a shark on a court. Like how crazy is that? Like they said Kobe was such a hard worker. He dedicated his life to his craft. I mean, he was just obsessive about the game of basketball, and I believe that's what makes you great. And obviously, if you look at Kobe Bryant, he's a picture of greatness because of his obsession with the game and how he studied the game and all the time and blood, sweat, and tears that he put into the game. He was a competitor. He was a great athlete. He stayed in shape. Um, Kobe, he didn't take no punches. Kobe was a hard worker, and you don't see that a lot. We got a couple of great people um, that's out in the world, but and some of them they're great, but they just don't possess that quality of a crazy work ethic like Kobe did. But he was. I mean, I know y'all seen all the stuff on TV. Like he didn't play when it came to the game of basketball. He put that time in, and but like I said, I'm watching this documentary and they showing me all of this, and me personally, I always had a problem with my work ethic. I'm a procrastinator. Do stuff at the last minute. I sometimes I don't put my all into everything. And watching this documentary, I'm seeing a quality in another man that I don't possess. It kind of made me look up to him in a way. I'm looking at him, and it's like, damn, like this is what it takes to be great. So like I said, I'm watching the video, and I'm like inspired and just motivated by how much of a hard worker he was. And that wasn't even my initial point for even watching the documentary. Like I said, I was there to break down footage so I can just shoot my documentary. Um, but that was experience. My experience at Kobe Bryant. I like I said, I wasn't a big fan of his basketball skills, but I mistakenly came across the documentary, and it just opened to my eyes to the person he was behind the basketball. And this was before that whole Mamba mentality, thing came about, because like I said, the documentary came out in 2015. The Mamba mentality saying just started happening like not too long ago, if I'm not mistaken. But they don't even matter. He was a hard worker. He was dedicated to his craft. He was dedicated to his family. He had gyms built for women's basketball. For his daughter's basketball, because his daughter wanted to follow in the shoes. I mean, he was a good man, and I think the world's gonna miss him. So that's basically what I wanted to say. Rest in peace, Kobe. Rest in peace to his daughter Gianna, and I hope his family can get through this trying time. But let's start the podcast.
Please fasten passenger seat belt. Please fasten driver seat belt.
All right, babe, let's get into it.
You want to talk now?
Yeah, we in a car, we taking a ride. We got a long way to go. Why not?
All right, come on, let's do it.
Babe, you picking up the crab legs or no?
No, dog, I ain't picking up the crab legs. You got them.
It's your turn to pay.
Nah, it ain't my turn. But anyway, what's up? What we doing? We got the pod. It's time to pod, yo, for real. So what's up? What we doing this week? I mean...
No, we need to know what we doing for Valentine's Day. You trying to brush over Valentine's Day. I don't ever... When it comes to Valentine's Day.
I don't never make the plans for Valentine's Day. That's your thing. But we forgot to do the introduction. Yo, what up, y'all? This is the You Want to Talk Now podcast. It's me, Gene, and I got my girl with me, Key. Key, say what's up to the people.
Hey, y'all. But yeah, it's my thing until I tell you what I want to do, and then you're like, nah, I don't know. Get out of here.
I mean, listen, over the years, I've become more, into it a little bit, so.
Bye.
Come on, King. You trying to be on the pod, dog? You quiet down back there, bro. So what we doing? What we talking about this week? I think we're supposed to get into,
Don't take it personal.
Don't take it personal. Don't take stuff personal, huh?
Don't take it personal.
I'm
a little wine in my throat. Sorry.
Yeah, you gotta chill out with all the wine and all that. The Cabernet, the Cabernizzle. Anyway, sorry, dog, but I got something I want to read about taking things personally. It's from a book that I read. Ken, you keep talking on the mic, bro. No, it's from a book that I read a couple years ago. It's called The Four Agreements. If you read that book, you should know that it's a good book. It kind of helped me get through a lot of stuff. It's like a self-help book, but one of the chapters is on taking things personally, and I just want to read a little part of the book for a second.
Give us a lesson. Give
y'all a little lesson. All right. So here we go. Whatever happens around you, don't take it personally. Using an earlier example, if I see you on the street and I say, "Hey, you are so stupid," without knowing you, it's not about you. It's about me. If you take it personally, then perhaps you believe you are stupid. Maybe you think to yourself, how does he know? Or how does everybody see how stupid I am? You take it personally because you agree with whatever was said. As soon as you agree, the poison goes through you, and you are trapped in a dream of hell. What causes you to be trapped is what we call personal importance. Personal importance, or taking things personally, is the maximum expression of selfishness, because we make the assumption that everything is about me. During the period of our education or our domestication, we learn to take everything personally. We think we are responsible for everything. Me, always me. Nothing other people do is because of you. It is because of themselves. All people live in their own dream, in their own mind. They are in a completely different world from the one we live in. When we take something personally, we make the assumption that they know what's in our world, and we try to impose our world on their world. Even when the situation seems so personal, even if others insult you directly, it has nothing to do with you. What they say, what they do, and the opinions they give are according to their agreements they have in their own minds. Their point of view comes from all the programming they received during their domestication. So if someone gives you an opinion and says, hey, you look so fat, don't take it personally, because the truth is that that person is dealing with his or her own feelings, beliefs, and opinions. That person tried to send poison to you, and if you take it personally, then you take that poison and it becomes yours. Taking things personally makes you easy prey for predators. So, I mean, if you want to, that's
again. Tell them what the book is.
That book is called The Four Agreements. So,
what's the author?
I don't really know the author, Totec or something like that. But it's on Amazon. It's called The Four Agreements. You can pick it up. It's kind of cheap, I think. And if you like what I read so far, you can go purchase the book. And it's like 3 other agreements in there, and it's a good thing to check out. But we wanted to kind of get into.
Yeah, what did you take from? Not to cut you off, but what did you take from that? What you just read?
Yeah, well, let's get into it. So for me, it's like, but basically what I took from the reading is saying that, like, we all live in and we all come from like different backgrounds and beliefs. We all got different parents and grandparents. We went to different schools. We've been through different shit. Like, some people had traumatic experiences. Some people have been loved more than others. Like, we all just come from a whole different experience. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, look at me and you, for example. Like, I mean, I grew up as an only child, and you have like 4 other brothers. I mean, you got a couple other brothers and sisters that you grew up with. So it's like a lot of different, like, nuanced things that I have experienced compared to you. And because of those experiences, we have different opinions, and our worldview is different. I mean, even you just being a woman and me being a man, we live like a different life. Hey, Kian. Shh. Chill, buddy.
He said it's his turn. He want to talk.
Yeah, he want to get on the mic. But, like I said, I'm a man and you're a woman, so we even live in this world differently. So, because everyone comes from such different backgrounds, like, I try to make an effort in my life not to take things personally. So, let's just say, like, it's like times when I'm at work, right? And there's some guy that I work with. He comes into work almost like every day with the same kind of energy. And I speak to him, and he kind of just give me
what
like
kind
this,
of energy,
just like he just don't want to be bothered, like it's the end of the world type energy. And I speak to him because the person I am, like, I'm gonna speak because that's what I want to do. Like, I'm gonna speak regardless of regardless of his energy. Yeah. So anyway, he come in, I'm like, yo, what up? And I ain't gonna say his name, but I say what up to him, and then he kind of give me this half-ass, like this half-ass, speak back, and that's cool with me, But at that time,
it seems like you're taking a little personal when you say this little half-ass. But go ahead.
I mean, I think as people, we're gonna take.
Of course, it's like
it's gonna hit us. But like when it hit me, I like
internalize it.
I don't try to internalize it. Like,
okay,
yo, he mad at me.
Yeah.
And so yeah, he'll give me this half-ass what up, and I'll, instead of me like getting mad at him and shit like that, I'll just say, maybe he having a bad day, maybe he going through some shit, Like, I'm not gonna take his energy personally because I don't know what's going on in his life.
Yeah, that's like with me. Like, I go through that a lot.
Right.
Especially where I work, and it can be situations where, like, I'm busy or I'm thinking about something, like I'm in deep thought, and I'm walking somewhere, and I'm like, when I walk, anybody know me, I walk fast. So sometimes I'm just walking by somebody and not speak because I don't see them, and they'll be like, "Oh, Kiara's not speaking today," and it's like, no, I'm just in deep thought right now.
Right.
And some people take it personal, and like, I'm not gonna sit here in front. Like, I've in the past, or I've like here and there, I take it personal sometimes. I'm like, well, this person have attitude today, so I'm not gonna sit here like, I didn't experience it as well. But point in my life, I'm more conscious and aware of my emotions, so I'm not that person like that anymore. But being that, I understand, I've been there. I've still go through it here and there. But being that person, it get hard sometimes, especially those times when, like, you haven't gotten enough sleep, or you hungry, or you just having a bad day, and it's just somebody with a negative attitude just fuck it all up. And it's like, okay, two could play that game, motherfucker. Like, okay, you start getting in a different bag. But two could play that game. But anyway, seriously, on a serious note though, practicing not taking things personal, having the mentality to understand that people have their own issues and how they react to you and how they talk to you and their energy is all a reflection of them. Like that's their problem. It's not yours. Even if it is against you, it's still not your problem. Your problem with me is not my problem. Like, so once you get in that mentality, I'm telling you, like, the power you gain is like inevitable. Like literally, like knowing that you can control your own day and your own energy, yo, like can't nothing like beat. I'm trying to tell you, can nothing beat that. Like, and it's all about practice, like practicing it. Like I like with me, like an example of practicing it. Like even though, like for instance, there's times when, you know, I'm like honestly, I may not get along with somebody or the energy may be dry or negative, but I still make it my business and practice, you know, practice not taking things personally. I still speak. How you doing? Hey girl, a beautiful day, isn't it? You know, like I still speak.
Come on, you ain't gotta be all like
beautiful day, isn't it?
Kind of corny ass. Yeah, who you got in pocket?
The whole point is I still speak, and that's a start of controlling my.
Because you gotta be yourself.
Energy.
You gotta be yourself at the end of the day.
Like
you ain't gonna let nobody change who you are.
No,
by
change your energy, change who you are, because this is your life. This is your energy. This is your vibes. You're including people in your you know, your energy circle. This is your life, your world, and taking things personal can, you know,
mess all that up. But we gotta. But I mean, like I said, you gotta remember, like even, you know, that might not even be people's intention sometimes, you know. Sometimes they may be having like shit going on at home, or they might just have a headache, or you never know, they could have just failed a test or fell in the steps or some shit. Like you never know what people could be going through. So you can't just always take it in as like that's what the energy was for you. Like it was like, and then sometimes like I gotta check my own energy because I might be having a bad day, and then like, you know, I might be perceiving the energy wrong. So sometimes you just gotta check yourself.
We do that a lot with each other.
Definitely.
A lot with
before you start analyzing other people, you gotta definitely check your own shit. Like check your own energy. Sometimes you gotta make sure you at a good level before you trying to analyze or, you know, come at somebody else and shit like that.
For instance, we just had an argument yesterday.
We definitely did. What happened?
And about me taking something personal, because he said we were working on something. We were just talking about things.
Yeah, we were talking about something. Chilling. I can't remember.
And he just said, out of nowhere, he just said, I'm going downstairs. And
I said I'm about to go downstairs and watch TV.
Okay, yeah, he said. So I'm like, so you're not gonna invite me, like whatever, like that. So like, at that point, I'm not feeling included. Yeah,
this is something. This is something that we like constantly go through or whatever like that, because it's like my side is just like, dude, we live together. I don't have to invite you down the steps,
I know,
my G.
And for me, it's like I want to feel included. Like, babe, let's go downstairs. Let's watch this.
I know,
but when he speak in a way of like, I'm gonna do this, I don't feel included. And when with me, I feel like later on I had to realize and check myself. Like with me, I always wanted to feel included. Like even though I had friends, brothers or siblings, I always felt like a loner. Like I always felt like a loner. So I always wanted to feel included. So that's something that that triggered me. You know, when he speaks like just him, and it's like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and it's like, what about me? What about me?
So yeah, and if I take that personally, you know, I could be like, you know, I could have took that as, you know, I mean, obviously it is something that I'm doing, but she also has a trigger behind that. So that's another reason why, like, I shouldn't take that personally. But I'm not gonna lie, I did take it personally when she got mad that I didn't invite her down the steps or whatever like that. Now I'm taking it personally because I'm like, yo, come on, dude, like, do I gotta? So whatever. I mean, we kind of went through it, whatever like that. But good
that's
thing we got past
example.
that. But I want to talk about another little. It's like a sidebar. It's about taking things personally, but it's on a different degree. And I really never wanted to kind of bring race up on this podcast, but I'm going to touch it for a second, just for a second. So, when I talk about race, I'm talking about the shit you already know, black and white shit, black people, white people shit, or whatever like that. And because I noticed even with myself that when like sometimes whenever I'm having like when something like it's hard let me just figure it out. When you dealing with somebody from a white person or whatever like that, and maybe I don't know, let's just say we walking down the street or something like that. I'm gonna just make up a scenario. You walking down the street and let's just say a white person bump you. So a lot of times, me being black, my head goes to like some racism stuff. Like, and racism is a whole concept, so that's a little too deep to be saying like racism because a person only bumped you. But like racist, like you think, oh, they don't like you because you black, so that's why they bumped you. Like a lot of times when I'm having like a problem or issue with white people or they say something, I internalize it. Oh, they racist. Now, this is what I want people to do for a second, and I had to do this for myself. Imagine if that same person was black. Would you feel the same way?
Yes. Think on that note first.
Yeah, like if this person was black or any other, Asian or Indian, if they bumped you, would you feel like they was doing it because they was a racist? Or would you, like, if another black person bumped you, would you say, no, you wouldn't say you're racist. You just be like, yo, he on some shit. So, I mean, that's something I had to come to realize, and I'm not saying it ain't no white racist people out there or black racist people like that. I mean, it's racist, it's bad people everywhere. It's good people and bad people everywhere. But I just try not to cause that's like almost taking things personally. Because I'm black and a white person doing something to me, I'm taking it personal, I'm internalizing it, and I'm making up a story that fits my own beliefs, or not my beliefs, but like shit that was fed to me through media and all that kind of shit. So I just wanted to touch on that and just say like, yo, when you going through some shit with a white person or whatever like that, you ain't gotta jump to the whole, oh, he racist. Like, no, he might not be racist. Like, I mean, and he might be, but don't just jump right to it. Like, at least give him a chance to, give him a chance to let you know that he a racist. Let him say some racist shit, then he a racist or whatever like that. But just, don't jump to it. Like, don't jump to conclusions. Check your energy. Definitely check your energy with that. I usually tell people we ain't telling people what to do, but I'm just trying to really just offer up some advice, because when you get into that energy, it don't feel good. It's not just
advice, it's just things we experience that helped us.
Right.
And then we're just sharing it, just in case it may help you. I mean, you don't have to take it, but it helps us.
Right.
Why not talk about it?
So that's just something I wanted to kind of touch on, just like that whole race thing and taking things personally that way. Yeah. It kind of fit in what we were talking about, though, right?
Yeah. Most of the time, though, when we're taking things personal, I feel like we're either emotionally invested or feeling insecure. I feel like that's like the main reasons why we take things personal.
Yeah, definitely. Because that's how I am with you. I'm emotionally invested in you. Yeah. So I don't want to cut you off, but let me just say this, because I did want to say this. In my relationship, it's harder for me to practice the whole don't take it personally, because I am emotionally invested. And
that's where it comes to like family, close friends. Everything's personal. Right. Everything is personal. Like with me, anything that's my responsibility, I don't put it on anyone. I don't take it personal. If anybody can't do something for me or can't help me, I don't take it personal, because it's my responsibility.
Right.
But it's family members that don't think like that.
Yeah, I mean, but let me jump into another time. Like another thing, like with the baby. Like we just had a baby or whatever like that, and your mom usually watch him. She watch him for us all the time, and it's not her job to do it. Like I don't expect her. I don't care if that's her mom, that's the grandma, whatever like that. We had this baby. That's our responsibility. Exactly. And anytime she watch him,
it's a plus.
It's a plus. She don't have to do that.
Exactly. So it's like not taking things personal, but it's family members that's on the other side of the spectrum that believes like, oh, just because you're my family, you're supposed to do this. No, like there's like family out there that make
It's just family and just people in general. Like they
feel like they're
entitled.
like,
It's like a sense of entitlement.
Yeah, like you don't have the right to say no to them, or you don't have a right to not do something. Like if you don't feel like doing something, you want to say no, you should be able to do. And they think, oh, we family. No, like this is my life. This is my life.
Yeah,
like,
and everybody got to live their own life.
Yep.
You can't expect things. You gotta you gotta act like nothing is given. And
Exactly.
and just go for everything. You can't expect things from people. We all in this world alone. Like in a way, obviously we got our people that we love around and stuff like that. But you got to do for self. Like you definitely got to do for self. And anything above that is a blessing or like help.
Yes, but that's how people don't appreciate. Like that's why people have a hard time appreciating and being, grateful for blessings or grateful for anything, because they feel like you're supposed to do this. You're my family. You're my friend. You're supposed to do this. And that's not a good way to look at things, because it takes away the appreciation factor. It takes away the grateful factor.
And then you're not even taking into account like to maybe the stuff they got going on. Like
yeah, exactly.
You don't even know what's going to. Even if somebody look like they doing good or doing well,
it could be a whole nother story behind closed doors.
Whole nother, and it usually is a whole nother story behind closed door.
It is
at every different level.
Yep, like, and also like when family make rules for your life, and it's like, yo, this is my life. Whatever choices you made that was the wrong choice for you or the right choice for you, that's your life. Like, good for you.
Right.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead. No,
And then like family, like they'll try to like tell you like what pace you should be doing things at. Like, oh, you 29 or 28, or like you should have this by now. You should have that by now. And it's like, no, I shouldn't. Like if you want to motivate me, you can try to motivate me and say things and try to help me do things, but don't tell me what I need to be doing. Like you can give me advice, but don't put that pressure on my back, because everybody got their own journey and their own steps to take and their own way of coming to things. Like,
yes, and they take it so personal when you disagree with them. It's like, this is not your life. Don't take it personal, boo. Like, bruh, like, let me go do it. Let me go do my life. Let me go do my choices. Let me go do my mistakes. This is my life. Don't take it personal that I'm not following your
life path, like, or what you did, or what you think I should be doing.
Just accept me for me, love me for me, and keep it moving. Like, don't take it personal.
Yeah, so I mean, that we can talk all day about that personal.
All right.
I mean, sometimes. What about sometimes even business? Sometimes people start taking stuff personal in business.
Oh yes.
Now what I mean by that is that like even like sometimes when we out, we go to the restaurants and stuff, and I be like, babe, hold on, y'all. You gotta deal with the baby, y'all. You gotta deal with the baby. Just we'll be right back. Hold on.
But, buddy.
There's nothing wrong with him. He's fine faking.
So we back. So what was I saying? Like,
in business.
And when I say in business, I'm not saying like in business. I'm saying like sometimes you be in different kind of businesses or places of business, like like say we had a restaurant, and like I'd be like if your order is wrong or something like that, you ain't got no problem telling them, yo, this is wrong, come fix it. But sometimes you just don't want to. You be like, you don't want to bother them by, asking for something extra. And I'm like, babe, they are here to work. Like, you're personalizing, like. You're bringing some kind of personalization and like feelings into this. Like, babe, they at work. Let them do their job. They're here to work for 8 hours. Let them get you what you need.
I know, but I take it to heart sometimes. I'm like, I don't want to ask them for too much and stuff like that. But I
understand.
I understand. I know. I do get to the point where like, I don't want to do this. Oh no, I don't want to ask them that. Oh no. But I know. I understand. But they like also they take it personal. So say if you don't like something, and it's like, yo, I'm really not feeling this. And like, why? Don't ask me why I don't like it. Just keep it moving. Like, so sometimes they take it personal, like they the cook. Like,
right.
Like, no.
Right. But just to wrap this up, you got to understand that everybody got their own background. They got their own opinions. Their opinions different from ours, and we just come from different worlds, and we all going through different shit.
Yeah.
Like,
once you understand that, I feel like once you understand that and practice not taking it personal. Like, it sounds so easy, but I know it's hard, but
you can practice at home with like some of your people that's close to you, maybe your spouse or if you got.
It's basically in your mental in a different space of, you know what? Let me check myself first. Let me check myself first before I judge this situation.
Right. Check yourself. Check your energy. Just have a.
Because sometimes the energy could be you.
Right.
You know, you thinking somebody else have a negative energy, and it could be you because you're internalizing negativity in your own mind.
Right.
And this person could just be having.
And we all do it.
Like,
we all do it. We not above that. We try to practice that as much as we can, but we still mess up. We still mess up sometimes. So, like, and nobody's perfect, but it's just like something we just try to do to be better humans.
Are you okay? Everything good? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I think
because you probably would do that with. Sometimes you probably would do that with your mom or somebody that's you super close to. Sometimes you might ask them, "Is they okay?" But when it comes to strangers, a lot of times we just jump to like. Conclusions and stuff like that. Bad conclusions.
It's not your problem. It's not your issue. It's not your task to attack. It's their problem.
Right.
Again, that's them. That's them. Like, not you. So don't take it like it's your problem or your problem to fix.
Right. So let's just
practice that, please.
All right. Let's wrap this one. But like we said every week. This is something we practice in our relationship. It's not for everybody. If you don't want to take it, then don't take it. It's just something we do.
Our experiences,
and what we go through.
You know, it may help you, it may not. It just, you know.
Right, we're just sharing it with y'all. And what I've been missing out to say, like, if y'all want to comment, definitely comment on the video.
Leave questions.
Right, leave questions. We can
like to talk.
Yeah, we definitely like to talk, and it's not like we're answering your questions like we got the answers. It's just like we like to communicate with people. We like to hear their stories. So if you got any stories, or if you do got questions or whatever, or want our take on anything, just leave something in the comment or hit us up in the DM. I always leave our Instagrams right under the video, so you can always. Go check us out on Instagram and DM us there, and also definitely subscribe and share. If you know somebody that need to hear some of the stuff that we saying or would like to hear some of the stuff that we saying, share it with your homies and your friends and your family.
But thank you for joining us today.
Why you gotta be like a
for joining us today.
I'm trying to be cool. We see y'all later though.
All right, talk to you later.
Peace.
TTYN.